I walked up to him at a party. It was in 2008. Again, it was at a Worldcon. Again, there was a lot of alcohol. There seems to be a common denominator with a lot of these stories, right?
Yeah.
And he was with a lot of his homies in this little circle at this party. And this is back in the day when I used to carry this little metal portfolio that was surgically attached to my armpit. And I would just carry it with me at conventions because I always felt like, and I had learned that during the day hours at a convention, especially a publishing show, nobody wants to look at your portfolio. They're too busy. They've got stuff. They got meetings. They got people they want to see. They're not interested in looking at your stuff. But once they're all liquored up at 1 a.m., all of a sudden it's like, hey, man, what's in the box? They get loose. They get relaxed. And so you always want to have that thing with you. And I would. So I would have that thing just stuck there. And so I was at the party and I told George, hey, listen, I've got some portfolio stuff here, but I don't want to bother you. Maybe at some point later in the show, or maybe even later tonight, maybe I could show you some of these pictures. And, I'd just love to work with you someday. And he said, hey, John, look, I already know who you are. I've seen your stuff. And I was like, how have you seen my stuff? And he just started rattling off all these covers just off the top of his head. And I was like, I guess you have seen my stuff. He's like, don't worry, we'll work together someday. And he just turned around and just started talking to his people. And I walked away with my homies and I said, man, that was the coolest brush off I've ever heard in my life. That was awesome. And made you feel like $1 million, but completely just said, okay, get out of here, basically.
Yeah.